So one other thing I wanted to talk about is, see the blue jay on the fence there. Oh, they're just waiting for my apples, I guess, to grow. So I have four apple trees. They're on the left side, that two in front of each other. Well, it's three rows and two are in front of each other. So not three rows of apple trees, but three rows of trees. So on the left side, there is I believe that's a yellow delicious in front on the left. I have to look at my tag again because I get it confused. And behind it, there's a shorter tree, and it is the Honey Crisp. No, maybe I got that wrong. Maybe the one in front is the Honey Crisp. Oops, I wasn't focusing. But anyway, either way, there's a Honey Crisp, and there is a Yellow Delicious on the left hand side. Now, once upon a time, a tree fell. See all the trees chopped up back there. And when that garden, that I call it my apple orchard, was half the size that you see now. And oh, look at the blue jay. You can see him better on this when he's up here, looking to see the cherries coming in, and like, why can't I get in there? Because there's a net around those trees. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So yeah, a tree fell on my little tree that's behind there, whether it's the honey apple crisp or honey crisp or the yellow delicious. And so it kind of stunted its growth. It broke one of its branches, so it's really short right now, but I think it's going to catch up. This year it looks much better because last year it looked horrible, and then we had to cover all the trees because of the cicadas last year. So I think they really slowed down my production. um, Last year, or was it last year? Gosh, the years are just rolling by. um, I bought two other trees. One is a wine sap, and I believe that's the tallest tree out there towards the back, a little tag on it in the middle. And then I bought another tree, which I can't remember the name. Thank goodness I left the tags on these trees. And then I had two other holes dug at the time when I widened the apple orchard. And I decided to move my big trees from the front yard that were in pots to the backyard and put them in there because they weren't growing very well in the pots in the front of the yard. And unfortunately, a storm again broke the one up front, and I was thinking I might have to just get rid of it. I taped up the branch that broke, and I was still debating whether it was going to survive or not. Apparently, these are the brown, what are they called? Brown fig trees, brown figs, something brown figs. Anyway, they must come in a little later because the buds are coming up now, or the leaves are coming up now, and even the one that broke, it's actually got a few little nodes coming up on them. So I do have leaves on the one in the back for sure. They're coming up. And I did put, the little sticks in the ground that will help wake your trees up. So we just put these in the ground earlier this week. So I'm hopeful that we're going to have some figs out there. So I can't really call it my apple orchard anymore, being that we have figs in there. And one last thing about the apple orchard. So my auntie passed a couple months ago or so. Actually, yeah, it's been a couple months. And she was like the gardener. She was such an inspiration to me, my Aunt Ada. And she ended up, she not ended up, but she loved apples, and she absolutely, which I do as well. That's why I have apple orchard in my backyard. But she absolutely loved pink ladies. Now, I wasn't seen on pink ladies, but I was looking for one last year. And so now, in her honor, I'm definitely looking for a pink lady, and I want to put it in the middle of the 4 apple trees in her honor. So, yeah, this is Fred's garden, as I call it, in actually honor of her son who passed 6 years ago. Because he was a great cook, and I was like, oh, if he was still around, he would be out here helping me harvest, and this would be our garden. So yeah, I've always called this Fred's garden in my private moments. But I'm gonna actually get a sign as well and put it up. So that's the garden. Oh, my blueberries. Oh, so let me tell you that real quick.